uploaded. Hey girls, I'm back again. Hello Indian women in Dubai. Yay! Hi Sapna. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Reema and I am here to introduce to you a very special women entrepreneur and inspiring Indian women and share the story of an iconic brand, Revolution Real. I'm so glad people are joining us. I'm going to give it a minute so that everybody is back again. Hey, hi Namita. Namita, how are you? You haven't planned our catch up, yeah? Sanika, hi. Very nice to see you girls joining us. Today we're going to talk about the journey of a women entrepreneur and inspiring Indian women. I think you've all seen her on IWD a few days ago. We also went to the radio interview together, and she is none other than Komal. So Komal, say hi.
Hi everyone. So good to see all of you here.
Let me do a quick introduction, and I'm going to give it to Namita. So today is what we call Coffee with Reema. Actually, Komal and I are both having green teas. We're going to listen to Komal's journey of setting up her own business. We'll also learn from her journey of, how easy or difficult it is to get a license in Dubai. We're also going to understand her mission of what she's trying to do with the whole women community in Dubai. And I'm so glad and so blessed that we have the opportunity to share it with the whole of our group today. So stay tuned. It's going to be a really, really interesting session. I'm actually going to keep the session very open. So as you listen to her story, if you have any questions for her, if you want her help, if you want her advice, because she's done it all now, please type your questions in the comment box and we will be very happy to take it. So Komal is somebody I've known for 3 years now. She was one of the very first people I had met when I landed in Dubai. And I have seen her growing from the idea of Revolution Real to creating it a very successful company today called Revolution Real. Revolution Real is all about holistic living. It's all about giving back to the community. And it's all about women nourishing their family in a very, very healthy way. So without further ado, I'm actually going to hand it over to Komal and let her tell you more about it.
Hello girls. Hi. So glad to be here, and thank you Reema as usual, for supporting women, for giving us this wonderful opportunities where we can all work together so well. And I hope that, this just continues to be a growing space of...
Sorry girls.
So this continues... Don't worry, I'll do it. Yeah. So this continues to be a space of inspiring Indian women that all of us are already. It's not just me. I think each and every one of us is an inspiring Indian woman. And today, my conversation is going to be see how we can get all of us to our maximum potential, how we can fulfill our dreams of opening up a business in Dubai, just like I had one, and going about making it a successful business. So, I had a few thoughts before I start up. I wanted to talk about my own journey right here. So, when I started Revolution Real, I was perhaps just like you. I had a great idea, but I did not know how to go about it, how to execute it, what are the elements to consider, how to go about the municipality approvals, how to go about the licensing, which jurisdiction to go for. So, all these questions were there in my mind, and I feel that, maybe it wasn't that easy for me. So I want to make it easy for you. But I am not here as a consultant. I am not a business consultant. I'm not going to give you some, things like, okay, go for this license. This is the best. Do this, do that. No, it's about understanding what are the challenges that you might face and how we can work through it. Right? So yes. Reema, back to you.
Yes. Hey girls. I'm back here. So we're going to talk about how Komal set up her Revolution Real business. She's going to tell us all about licensing, all about setting municipality operations, all about approvals, all about setting bank accounts. And in the meantime, if you have a question relevant to your own business, depending on your business type, please do type that in the comment box so we know. And can you all just say yes? So to make sure both Komal and I are audible, can I just get a yes so that you can hear me clearly? Hey Vinny, yes, this is going to be a really exciting session and we are keeping it very open for everybody to type their questions, okay? So without further ado, my first question to you, Komal, is tell us about all your journey of setting up Revolution Real. What did you go through?
Thanks, Rima. Thank you. So I want to basically, I don't view Revolution Real as a business. I view it as basically creating a community just like the one that you have created with a slightly different mission of offering holistic living in this country. So when food industries, it can be incredibly difficult, and there can be so much confusion around imports, whether you should have your own kitchen in Dubai, whether you should, go about importing it from other countries, what are the foods that are allowed, what is not allowed, what are the labeling requirements. There are so many aspects to consider, right? And these are some of the challenges I faced. So first thing that most of us are confused about it, which jurisdiction to open our license in, There is offshore, there is mainland, there is free zone. What does one go for? So again, from my personal experience, when you are a new company or a startup, you need to see what is your journey in the next 1 or 2 years, and based on that, you need to take this decision. If you are deciding to open up a fintech where you want to open offshore services, then your jurisdiction has to be offshore. If you are deciding to open up a trading company just like me, then it is important to know that you cannot sell on the mainland of Dubai unless you have either a mainland license, which is an LLC, and you have a local partner, or you need to basically tie up with a company who can sell for you on ground. So this aspect was very important for me, and this is also where probably there could be a cost impact. So this is an assessment that you need to make at the beginning itself. Of course, UAE is a wonderful place where we get lots of opportunities. The regulatory space is dynamically changing, and I also hear that the mainland is going to open up to 100% ownership. So please think of these aspects. Some of the tips that I want to offer you back is, one, it's a misconception that mainland license is incredibly expensive. That's not the case. The other misconception is that, you need to, yes, there is definitely a partnership involved with a local sponsor, but the operational rights are with you. So that is another thing. Third, you have a lot of flexibility when you're working on mainland. But let's talk about free zone. Free zone also have a lot of advantages. If you're planning to, import food and then export it, you don't want to actually bring it into the mainland, then free zone would work absolutely fine for you. Francesca, exactly, that's what I said, that now the regulations are changing, and you may not need a local partner, but it is not covering all kinds of activities. So the business activity that you're looking for is very critical there. So there are some licenses like professional activities which do not require a partner. Absolutely correct. But there are activities like trading or importing which most of the women are kind of interested in, and that is where you would need a local partner. If you want to open a kitchen as well, you need a local partner. So that's the reason I'm saying that we can definitely link you to a consultant who can help you on the aspects of this. But from my personal experience, it is important for you to identify this before you start your business. So that's the first aspect of setting up a business here.
Great. Girls, if I think the best advice is to talk to a proper consultant who can actually guide you in more detail, because they know the ins and out and work on it every day. So if you need a consultant, I think Komal, you also worked with a consultant, right? So she worked with a very nice consultant and she highly recommends him. So I will leave Komal's contact details after the session, and you girls can reach out to her to get the number of the consultant, have a chat, have an initial exploratory chat and see what is right for you. So the second question I have for you, Komal, is about the food industry. I know a lot of people talk to me about food, and food is something where you need a lot of municipality approvals, there's a lot more, the legal aspect of it is much more stricter. So I want you to talk more about it, Komal. So tell us more about the food industry approvals.
Sure. So I think it's actually a blessing in disguise that the norms in this country are so strict, so that you need to obtain approvals for each and every food or item that you are importing. For Revolution Real, my model was to basically work with farms and get organic, sustainable produce from them. I use the word organic, but in reality, I had organic certification from the farmer, but I did not have organic certification from the company who was basically packaging my foods. And it was questioned. It was questioned by Dubai municipality. So I had to actually remove the word organic and use the word natural farming. So you see, this is the kind of stringent measures they follow. You have to label each and every food. So it can't happen that you get a food inside and it expires and then you just sell it, because everything is pre-labeled. Everything has to follow the strict requirements of UAE. So that is another thing, when you're thinking of setting up your own business, there are two aspects to consider. One, are you planning to create something of your own? If you're planning to create something of your own, you are not importing. You're actually creating it something on ground. But you would still be importing the raw ingredients or the raw materials. If you are planning to import a ready-made product, such as like what I'm doing, foods and grains, you have to consider the shelf life of it. You have to consider whether that product is allowed. For example, hemp hearts. Hemp is a very good high protein product, but we are not able to import it because it's not allowed. So these are all the things that you have to consider. The brand that you're bringing in, you have to not only register the product, you also have to register the brand with Dubai municipality. And that is about the food aspect. If you're doing a non-food business, such as you're doing cosmetics, then you have another authority called I'm sorry, I just lost the name, but there's another authority within Dubai municipality where you need to register your products with. So you need to understand that what are the labeling requirements, what are the registration requirements. If you go ahead and decide to import without these labeling requirements, your entire entire goods would be rejected at the port. Another very important aspect to consider is phytosanitary certification. So when you're bringing a good in, each and every product has to have a phytosanitary certification evidencing that the food is of the relevant quality. And without this, your entire container would be rejected. So these are some aspects that you need to consider when it comes to food approvals and municipality approvals. I think it's a good time to take some questions.
Yeah. Girls, we are open to questions. If you have ever wanted to set up a small business, now is the time to type your questions in the chat box. And also, can I just get a quick yes that we both are audible and you can hear us clearly? Please say yes if you can hear me. And if you have a question regarding licensing, regarding setting up your own business, regarding free zones, please feel free to type it. We are very, very open to questions. Swati said yes, so at least we are audible, so that's good to know. While we get questions in, Komal, I have two more questions for you. Bank accounts. I see that question a lot of the times. IWD pe aata hai, which bank account to open, what is the minimum balance required? And the second question which you are dealing and we are kind of working together is social media. What is your strategy for both of them? So bank accounts and social media, two things we're going to talk to her about.
Great, very important question. So, again, bank account is something that you have to understand your requirements before approaching a bank account. Now, there are multiple ways to collect, If you do not have a bank account, you can still collect through the likes of Zabuni, which is basically giving you a window to collect. So if you're a small business and you want to restrict yourself to 2 or 3 products, you don't have to actually open a bank account. You can partner with a space like Zabuni. They will give you a small online store and you will be able to send a payment link and collect money. But if you plan to make a lot of import and export payments just like me, you need to have a bank account, right? Again, with the whole increase in digitization and automation around the world, there is this new genre of banks called digital banks have come into this country, where you can do everything right from doing the application online to setting up your access passwords online. In this particular case, I personally had very good success with Neobiz. I am no way recommending any bank over the other, but personally, I was able to set up my bank account in 15 days, which I think was a very good
Mashreq Neo, is it?
Mashreq Neo, which was a very good timeline. and they have a lot of offers coming up. So I had some good offers on making payments, on making remittances, and also acquiring a payment gateway. So there are so many places where I thought it really worked well for me. There is obviously some kind of business, there's some kind of minimum balance that you have to keep, and also very important, it's important that at least one of the partners have a local UAE residence visa and a residence here on their name. This could be very helpful for you, right? Now, I have a few questions here, so I'm going to answer that. Say, if you want to manufacture food, organic juices, yeah. So, see, organic juices or any kind of food that you intend to prepare from scratch, you need to have a kitchen. In the past, getting a kitchen was very difficult because you had to not only have your own physical space, you also had a minimum set of requirements to adhere to. But with the concept of cloud kitchens and dark kitchens, what you're able to do now is partner with a company who offers a kitchen rental space, and you can hire either a very basic cold kitchen or a warm kitchen depending on your requirements for a basically a cost that is segregated over, that is paid over months. So that is some of the options that you can go for. So Vinny, in your case, I think since all you might need is access to a cold kitchen where you might just be extracting juices, for you the shared kitchen concept will work very well. But again, you need to acquire your own license there. What type of license works for drafting documents, agreements? So Hema, you are actually in luck, because there is this concept called, there is this new concept called DED Cafe, which is a very reasonably sourced license. I think it's about 1200 something.
Yeah.
Now, you can't import, export, you can't sell products using that license. But if you are offering some kind of a consultancy, such as a legal consultancy, then you can explore that license. That would work very well for you. So you don't have to, you don't have to really spend a large amount of cost getting a big license that allows you to do a lot of things. You can actually go for a simple consultancy license.
There's a question at the
Yeah.
top.
Yeah.
So Hema, we've done. There's a question by Dimple.
The dark kitchen. So, when I say dark kitchen, I don't know exactly what you mean by dark, but if you mean that you are going to sublease space from another person and basically use that as your kitchen, yes, it's workable, but you have to understand that ultimately the onus of the product or the quality of the product lies with the dark kitchen owner. So that is an aspect that you have to consider. I think that if you are planning to offer a range of products over and you want to keep increasing the space, then look for a kitchen rental concept.
Good. We have more questions, I think.
Yeah, we
Namita
have.
has a question. Hey, hi, Namita.
What type of license is required for importing skincare products? So anything that you're importing, you need to have a trading license, right? Trading license can be done in multiple jurisdictions. Again, I'm not going to recommend one over the other, but what I have personally noticed is that if you open a license with one of the other Emirates, free zones, it is a easier and a cheaper process for you. And I can get you in touch with consultants who can guide you more on it. You definitely need to register each and every product with the Dubai municipality. I'm sorry, I'm going to remember the name and share it with you. It's basically a place where you have to go and register each and every product and list out the ingredients. And then Dubai municipality will basically make sure that those ingredients are in line with the laws and approve those. Zabuni, yes, of course, if you are restricting yourself to 5 or 6 products, then you can use Zabuni. See, girls, here something very important is how do you sell? Obviously, Rima has given us such a wonderful platform to sell. We can sell online. But you also need to perhaps have your own website or your own space. So that's where social media or website development comes into play. Irrespective of what side of a business you're offering, whether you're offering a consultancy, a trading company, you're offering a kitchen, you need to absolutely have a social media presence, at least in Instagram and Facebook, and maybe you can even set up your WhatsApp business account. These are the 3 essential things that you should start with. Then if you want to expand it to, say, selling online, you could probably set up your own Shopify account. You could open up your own WordPress account, WooCommerce account. There's so many places you can go to. It would be it wouldn't be fair talking about all those aspects into this small call. But if if we think that you are benefiting from this call, maybe in the future we could focus on one call specifically dedicated to social media and website development.
Sure. So at least my takeaway is Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp business. That's what you said. So if you are trying to sell on social media, I'm sure you already do that. If you don't do that, please make sure you have an account on Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp to start with. And then obviously look at the other aspects of setting up your own websites in Shopify and there. Okay, did we answer all the questions? If there are any other questions, please will you let me know. I'll move on to the next question then, Komal, otherwise. I think what I was very impressed about Revolution Real every time I've spoken to Komal about her journeys, she's actually trying to build a community around it. And the community is not only about holistic living and, it is also about building women entrepreneurs, a community of women in Dubai, and supporting the farmers back in India. And she's actually trying to proactively support the farmers, encouraging them organic farming, giving them new business opportunities, which would have not existed if Revolution Real was not there. So Komal, I actually want to, and there's a concept called Taru Naturals. I've heard this word a lot of times, I've spoken to it. I actually want to understand what is Taru Naturals and what is this mission all about?
So I am going to address the community aspect first, because that community aspect is actually very relevant to the conversation we are having as well. We want to basically, we as women, we are the nurturers. We know what is best for our families. And, when we cook at home, we create recipes, we create foods that benefit our family, right? So when we are doing a business, we should always think about doing a business that benefits the community. My personal intention is that if you're a small business who's thinking of starting something new and you want to basically offer a holistic living experience, a chemical-free experience, an organic experience, please feel free to work with me. I would be happy to get your products onto my platform and have Revolution Real not just focus about some products from India. I want to make it a platform where it is a one-shop stop for everything clean, holistic, and healthy. Right? So if you have any such ideas and you want to import or you want to create your own food products and you need some window, I'm happy to support you. Now, in terms of my own story, when I started, I also had these doubts, right? Oh, let me just start and make kombucha, let me start doing fermented foods, or let me start making vegan cheese, But then when I looked at the market, you are living in Dubai, which is a very... it's a landlocked market, right? You basically have, you get a lot of stuff from abroad and you cannot really grow everything here. You can grow vegetables and fruits, but you can not grow everything. So the idea was then how do you make it sustainable? The best place to go was India, because India has a climate that is climate resilient and, that is basically good for organic farming, and we can support them through getting the foods here. So when I spoke to Taru, I understood that Taru is not only going and buying the products from these farmers. She is Ruchi Jain, the founder of Taru, is actually going and working with the farmers. She is going and training them on why natural farming is good. You won't believe, we hear about farmer committing suicides. What is the main reason for that? When you are dependent on conventional farming or chemical farming to such a large extent, the chemicals go on going into the land and it makes it barren over a period of years. So it is not just important to eat and think about organic or natural farming from a business perspective. It's also important from understanding how we can sustain the whole future of our generations. We might have land which is not, which cannot produce food anymore. So these are aspects we have to consider, and that's where Taru comes into play. So I'm going to take a few questions here actually. Okay, yeah, there's a question from Jyoti. What type of license is required for skin and hair herbal products? Jyoti, do you want to create them or do you want to import them? So while Jyoti is answering me, I'm just going to continue talking about Taru. So see, this is a very key messaging for me. If you are planning to do something, think about how you can impact the community. think about what impact you can how the product you're bringing is good for us today and also for our future. This is something that one should really consider. Yeah. So yeah, Jyoti, you said you will create. So you are again, so you can actually have a concept like DED work for you, DED Cafe again, since you're creating your own products, and you have to basically make sure that whatever products you are using to create these products are all approved, are allowed in the on the land of Dubai. So I think it's not going to be difficult for you to set up this license. You know, let me know if you need more details. We can connect offline as well on that. Yeah, so back to Rima, you know, I want to know.
Hello, I am back. So girls, say yes if you're enjoying this discussion. If you are live with me and you can hear us, both of us, we are audible. Can I get a yes? Can I get a quick yes? So I know we are audible. And Jyoti says thank you so much, Komal. Jyoti, best to get in touch with her offline and she can guide you more on this probably, because then you can talk through it. So I'm waiting for the yeses till I go to the last part of this conversation, and honestly this is my favorite part. Very good, I'm getting some yeses. Thank you, Manisha, I got your yes. Thank you, Jyoti. This is my favorite part of the whole conversation because this is about women supporting women, and this is about creating job opportunities for women on this platform. So absolutely the most favorite part of this discussion. So a concept which Komal is trying to create is a community of women who are not only who not only understand holistic living, but they are also educated about holistic living, and they actually understand what they're feeding their kids and their family. And I want Komal to actually talk more about it and how can women in IWD get involved in this whole initiative, and what it is there for the women to be a part of it essentially, and how basically can they take it forward. So IWD, if you are looking for opportunities to work from home, if you are looking for some flexible opportunities to work with and inspiring Indian women, I totally know Komal for 3 years, so I can vouch for her. Here is an opportunity to think about and understand more in detail. I'm not saying sign up today, but I would definitely say go find the details of it, is what I would say, and speak to Komal in person if this is right to know. But Komal, tell us more about your initiative of community around women in Dubai.
Yeah, I'm very excited to actually talk about this. My concept is called RR Community Ambassadors, where basically we want to have a set of women working with us, women only, who understand how are the ways they can nourish their family and their friends around them. So if you're a RR community ambassador, basically you are someone that people look up to, come for advice. You know, मैं अपने बच्चे को क्या खिलाऊं, what baby foods are good for me, for my kids at this age, or how I can, you know, improve allergies and eczemas in my family, how I can make my kids eat healthier. These are the questions that people can come and ask you, and you will have the answers to these questions. So by offering a concept of RR community ambassadors, I want to give opportunity to a set of women who understand this entire concept of holistic living very well. We will empower you, we will help you engage your network, we will help you answer these questions, and together create this entire mission of healthy living for all of us, and in return support our farmers back home. Another way of the RR community ambassador concept, again very relevant to what we are discussing, is that if you're a women-owned business in this space and you want to partner with us, you want to offer your products through our platform, or you want to basically connect with us to offer a product range that could be a part of this space, you're welcome to have a chat with us anytime. Thank you, Rima.
Lovely. So hopefully that's interesting to some of the girls listening it. I am actually very impressed. We have a lot of people live with us. So girls, I really enjoyed my coffee with Komal. I hope you girls enjoyed too. Is there anything, if you have, I'll just give this one last shout out. If you have a question for Komal, if you want to ask her anything, if you have any comments for this session, did you like it? Did you like this concept of us bringing an inspiring Indian women's story to live to you? Please type your comments here. I can see a question. Okay, if I'm already working, can I still be a part of this initiative part-time, Komal?
Very good question, Disha. So I'll tell you something. I'll tell you a secret. I'm also working, you know. And I am, yes, absolutely. You know, as a mother of two young kids, by the way, I was looking for an opportunity on how I can get the best of both worlds. So this is exactly your window for that. You can spare some time and see how you could start this journey with us and maybe think of making it your full-time business with full flexibility or continuing both as you like. Great. So I think this has been a very exciting session for me personally. I don't think so. I can do justice to answering all the questions in such a short time.
But do you want to just tell us your contact details for people to get in touch?
Yeah, definitely. So I'm going to leave my contact details in this session below, and I have access because of my engagement with so many people in the last 5 years of setting up my business. I have come in contacts with so many people whom I can bring on board for you, whether it is to set up your company, whether it is to set up your social media. I can get you connected with this. Most of them are IWD members. You know, for me, it has been the best source of connections and I can help you leverage on all of that. Can someone in India be a part of this group? Yes, Nomita. So yes, absolutely. See, one aspect of my community is about learning. So if you want to learn how you can incorporate ancient foods, incorporate, organic and holistic living into your lives, yes, you can definitely do that. But I am licensed to sell only in UAE. so it's about selling in UAE for sure.
Good.
Yeah, so I'll pass it back to Reema.
Alrighty, girls, I am back. Nice to see you all. So, hope you enjoyed our coffee session. I really enjoyed. I actually learned a lot more about Revolution Real. Komal is available. I will, after this session, share her contact details. Please go follow Revolution Real on Instagram. And you can connect with Komal personally on WhatsApp. I will share her number. If you have any questions regarding setting up your own business, if you have any questions regarding how to be a part of this community, Revolution Real community that Komal just talked about, or in general, if you want to just chat about her journey of getting where she is today, she's very open to conversations, and you never know where a coffee might take you. So, signing off, everybody. Thank you so much for your time today. I think it was a lovely session and hope you girls enjoyed too, and have a fab evening. Thank you.